Well, here I am, back a lot longer than I really meant to take time off, and not explain anything's kind of weird. And this video doesn't really need to exist. I have 55 subscribers. It was 50 when I stopped doing videos, and just getting five more, regardless, joking if any of them are bots or whatever. That kind of meant something. Like, my videos still existed, people were still finding them and enjoying them enough to, like. That's something. But a lot happened one after the other. I got really sick about the time I put up that last video around the 16th of February, I think is what it was. So almost 60 days to the day since my last video. It wasn't COVID, but after about 4 or 5 days of getting over it and planning to make the next few videos, my grandmother died, and that took a lot out of me. A lot of dealing with that and the funeral, and once, like, the day after she's buried, I get sick again, but this time there's a lot of pain to it, and it turns out to be appendicitis. So I have my appendix removed, and that starts like 3 weeks of hurting a lot, and then a week and a half of just getting better, but still, going to sleep a lot, just doing basic house chores, and then taking a 2 hour nap kind of shit. And then a bad accident happened with my dog, and she almost died, but she's fine now, but definitely spent over a week taking care of her. And then this last 7 or 8 days, I've been just trying to convince myself to just get back on the horse and just start reviewing, you know. And I'm someone who holds myself accountable when I get back. So, like, well, anyone else probably wouldn't bat an eye, and in like a year's time, this video won't matter. It matters to me to make it, to just clarify things, justification, excuses, whatever you want to call it. Um, but every week it was something new for a while, and that shit makes you struggle, I think. But I'm gonna come back, try to more full swing videos every other day like I did before, really trying to put back in that work ethic, because no one's hiring me anyways. That's actually something I might rant about in a minute. This, like, first 5 minutes is probably all anyone needs as far as like the title about updates and going forward thing is. I want to do more big videos, so I might take more time and start doing more essays and crafting that better, because the, like, day-to-day review system can get tiring and boring after a while, and I might just do monthly updates. That's probably my next video. Right after this one is a very messy, uh barely edited just summation of what I did enjoy and participate in listening or watching or whatever in the last 60 days while I was recovering and dealing with death and other shit. I'm opening up a Twitter and a Patreon and probably a TikTok, maybe an Instagram. But the links for the Twitter and Patreon are in this video. They're up. They're nothing special right now. They're just to, like, if I get engagements from people, it'll, hopefully encourage me to keep going, regardless of, negativity, positivity, or anything like that. The Patreon thing is very casual. Like, I'm not gonna really ask people for it too much right now. The job market's weird, money's weird. Things are only going to get worse if you, like, dig even a little bit into the news. Scarcity and shortages are happening, and they're predicted to be worse in June. Not to sound like, a panic news outlet, but that's been a big concern. I've been starting to do face to face with managers of restaurants and grocery stores, just trying to find any job, and they tell me, yeah, we're hiring, but maybe not, because labor is difficult, even though, a day or two before I apply and say, hey, you're hiring, your thing says you're hiring, I just letting you know I put my application in, and they kind of tell you to your face, yeah, maybe, we're not really looking, even though it says we are. So Patreon is like 4 tiers. A dollar tier if you just want to feel pity on me. $10 if you're crazy and stuff in between. I would like to do this more professionally and as a job, and I got to get better at it and really invest. So this is a slow start to that. So thank you if you clicked on this at all to listen to this first 5 minutes. I'm gonna rant a little bit more about personal things probably, but all that really matters was just kind of putting it out there what's happened, and that I don't want to give up, but sometimes it's difficult. I've got a lot of favorite YouTubers, take months and months off and even years, and just they very subtly are like, you know, yeah, because depression or anxiety or too much stress and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of them are, faceless. They don't show themselves at all. So I think that would be less stressful, but at the same time, editing would be even more hellacious. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the next video, which is just me running the gambit probably for 30 plus minutes of all the things I liked. But I still managed to every now and then get to go watch something, or, had plenty of time listening to music, though a lot of it didn't really connect because it's one of those things where you're not in a certain mood and music really won't hit you even if you like it. So if you continue to support me moving forward, that's just all I'm grateful for. And thanks. And have a great night. I actually don't know what I'm talking about here. This is more just trying to get my personality back and get back in the groove of things. March had a lot going on, the Batman was amazing. I'm probably still gonna do a singular review on the Batman, maybe. Probably really should do that. A lot of music, and it's difficult. Sometimes I love music and I consume too much of it at once, and other times it's just like cool, whatever. Like I love music, but sometimes it's just not what you want when you want it, how you want it. And I'm not a person who really wants to pick things apart that negatively. I really don't want to be that person. I will on Patreon. You give me $5 and every negative, like, no, this is kind of crap and this is not interesting video that I have not made is totally yours. If you're just that into it, I've got 3 or 4 videos where I'm just kind of crapping on things or just talking about, being very over highly opinionated of myself. But yeah, jumping around randomly. The economy's bad. It just is. I want to make this clear just in case, because I've had a couple of weird comments about it. I'm very left leaning. So if, you're bothered by that, or you think I can't, that you should keep politics out of opinions, that ain't happening here. I've already done that a couple times, but to really clear the air, um, I'm left leaning, and there's a lot of problems, including Biden being trash. Biden hasn't helped anything. He's not actively killing us like Trump was, but he's definitely, doing nothing. And honestly, if you're bleeding out, I'd rather the person stand there and do nothing if he's gonna just do nothing and not help than the one who wants to stab me again. That's just my opinion on that. But there's a shortage crisis. Just Google it. A lot of different foods, citrus and meat and stuff are getting shorter and shorter. Dairy, and they predicted it to be starting to get bad in June. So everything that's going on now in February, March, and April is just like business as usual. Then the shit is going to hit the fan June, maybe July. And those were reports I read that were dated in January. That can change. But then there's some other issues that have happened even further than that. I do kind of want to talk about the state, the state of the address. But at the same time, nah. That might be on Patreon too. This might be part of the Patreon. If you want my political opinions. I don't know. Felt like I had a lot more to say. Oh well. Thanks again, especially if you watch this bullshit rant part. If I keep it in, I might edit it, and then again, my secret that you can have. Just me fucking talking nonsense. But I'm back. I want to be back, and we're just gonna see how far I can go. Again, thank you.